The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Hot, bold, sweet, smooth, and always flavorful. Welcome to my morning coffee. 3 generations of successful women, brewed with black girl magic, and French press with class, sass, and style. Gia, Tonya, and Syreeta are my morning coffee.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of My Morning Coffee with Gia.
Hey, y'all.
Syreeta.
Hi.
And we have a guest at our table today, Miss Brittany.
Good morning.
Morning.
So let's go ahead and jump into your self-introduction. Let the people know who you are and what you've been up to.
Well, I'm Brittany, a.k.a. Apple. / the stylist. That's initially what I am. I'm a mom and I'm a working stylist.
Very good. And Miss Gia, what have you been up to?
Well, actually, I haven't really been up to that much. Not much since our last time together.
I don't believe you. I see you.
No,
in the
really.
streets.
I'm back.
I've been in
Hi,
the
guys.
streets.
I'm back.
Yes.
Hi, I was gone. I'm back.
They
don't care about
We'll
me.
get to you. We'll get to you. But no, I haven't done anything in the community like I'm normally doing things in the community. I had some things on the calendar, but I just didn't make it. I was supposed to go to Afrolicious yesterday, but I was tired and I didn't go, so I can't talk about Afrolicious. And then I haven't been doing anything. I hung out with family. We had some family here from out of town. Jeff's cousins were here. Pam, they're still here. And her son, Justin, who turned 21, so they're from Texas. So we hung out with them yesterday, took them to Century City, and we went and ate at the Crack Shack.
Did you
delicious.
Yeah.
In Century City.
Really? It's tasty.
At the mall?
At the mall, yeah. At the mall. So
it's where the BJs used to be.
Yeah, you're right, where the BJs used to be. So we did that. But also, I did do something. I went to the Wine and Food Festival at Century City's Plaza the weekend before that. And that was awesome. Had a good time there. The food was good. The atmosphere was excellent. And
so I've asked, because I've also seen you on another runway. Were you modeling? Was there some other fashion events that you've been to? Since your last experience?
Yes, actually, I did a hangout.
Give us the goods.
I hung out with my girl, Nikki Allen, of Give Me Body. We went out to another Fashion Week event, not this past Friday, the Friday before that, which was awesome. Got to be on the red carpet there. It just being that event was a little different from the event that I was actually in because I was backstage. So this time I got to be a guest at a Fashion Week event, and it was really nice. Lots of fashion. I got to hang out with the Burning Guitars. They were there. They're a group. They're designers and stuff, and they do recycle clothing and stuff. So that was cool. Got to hang out with also Corey, who's a fashion model, plus size fashion model, America's most sought after fashion model.
Was that the one we had our picture on
the
screen?
Yes. Yeah, that's the one that wore the mahogany box fringe skirt. Oof. Yeah, so it was we hung out together, and then again we hung out this past Friday for Fast.
So you're kind of fancy now. You just red carpeting and
I didn't really do much, but I
didn't really do much. Red carpets.
Well,
hanging out with some divas.
You know me, I'm modest and stuff, but yeah, I was hanging out with some divas and stuff. So we had a little fast ass Friday day. That's what Nicole calls it. Yeah. So,
am I old enough for that?
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you are. You know, back in the day, when your parents used to say when you were out and you were being fast and say, "Oh, girl, you're being fast." Yeah. So we're like now we're adults and we're and you still can be fast. So did that. So that was a lot of fun. Stayed up to like 1 a.m. Yeah,
That's
so
fast
just
now.
trust
Wow.
me. Look, I'm not 20 anymore, and it showed the next day. Okay, so
Gotta
but I had a
love
good
it.
time. But that's all I've been doing.
All right.
What about you?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a
what
minute.
about you?
Oh,
Wait,
Syreeta's
no,
back.
Syreeta's back. We found her.
They don't care. Hey, Syreeta.
Hey.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Waldo. That's
Come on.
who I was trying to remember last show. Remember, they'd be like, "Oh, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Where's Syreeta?"
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out where you
Where
were.
was you
want to
at?
tell the people where you were and what you were doing?
I was in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Finally, it happened. Went out there, and it was absolutely amazing. It was everything that I could have thought it would be and more. I did a lot of seed planting, which was my only expectation when I went out there. It was just taking meetings. I actually went out there. A client of mine was a part of the BET Hip Hop Awards. So I was able to go to the Hip Hop Awards, and that was cool. I realized that I am out of touch. Officially, I hang up my you know what's going on card, because I was asking the little people like next.
The little people.
Yeah,
Like, who
is that? And they were like, "That's the baby," and I was like, "There's a child by the name of the baby."
No, there's a the baby, and just baby, I think.
And which
And I
one?
don't know the
Right,
name.
and which one it was, I don't know.
Wow. Welcome to my world.
Right, so I'm officially on the other side. It feels good. I feel like it's cozy on this side.
We're warm.
Right,
Love and consistent
and full of wine.
and full of
And
wine.
full
Of wine.
wine.
Red. So that was really nice. Started looking at places, communities to actually live in, and potentially buy in. So it's
gonna
happening. I am expanding my private practice.
Oh, hey now.
So I am going to do 2 weeks in LA and 2 weeks in Atlanta.
Okay.
So that'll probably happen third quarter of next year, unless Jesus says otherwise. So that was cool. Came back and just been attempting to move and shake more. I have been told by the bullies to the right of me, not including you, Britt,
Not including me.
that I don't get out enough and that I don't move and shake and like tell people what I do. So I actually went to an event this Friday.
marketed
Saturday.
yourself? Oh.
Let's not get hasty, Britt. You knew here. Let's not.
Baby steps for her.
Very.
Yeah.
We're yes.
So, Britt, yes, she was doing that, but let's not say she was doing it.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You was just out there, though.
I was just in the streets with the people. I
That's
was with
right.
the constituents. Right. And I went to this event for the opening of a new, I guess it's like a WeWork space. So think like a Soho House and WeWork at H Club. It's called Blackbird. And it is a beautiful space for women that have melanin. And so that is I don't like saying women of color. A friend of mine and I were talking about how society has allowed us to just call ourselves colored again. So I am attempting to take people of color out of my lexicon. Anywho, soapbox. So women of melanin, and it's a beautiful space, and she had an event there to open it up. It was like an open house. So that was dope. And then
I saw Vanessa Williams was there.
she was there.
Our soar Vanessa Williams,
Yes,
E5.
she was there. And then I met quite a few people. There is a woman that her name is Wendy Berry, and she has a product called Condition Her. And I hope that we get to have her on My Morning Coffee because she has an intimate care line, her and her partner. And so this is moisturizing cream for your lady parts. So we can take it and pass it down and fill it on up. Right. So that was cool. And then the Revolt Music Conference was this weekend.
Yes.
I didn't go, but in the news lately has been this really big push publicly for the work that I've been doing for the last 5 or so years in terms of having mental wellness be a part of record label contracts. And so Wale is really pushing that, and he's done some articles and stuff. So I'm really excited to potentially collaborate with anyone who wants to support me in that movement. And then, the fires.
Yes, this morning was
It's
a little
burning.
crazy.
Yeah, so can we kind of send our prayers up to people of Brentwood and right,
the Gettys,
in the Bay Area,
everywhere.
The whole Bay was on fire. I used to bought our first home in Oakley. It was on fire. My grandmother lived in Bethel Island.
Really?
And it was Oakley to Bethel Island. The pictures of Vallejo, the bridge. Jeez. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
The bridge.
Yeah.
No.
My heart was. It's been California. We're burning from end to end at this point. So it's really important.
In San Diego as well.
I've been here all my life.
Good old global warming.
Global warming.
It's
that
real.
no one wants to. I won't say no one. That some people don't really want to acknowledge and work towards, which is a big problem. So this is the kind of stuff that makes the Green New Deal look really appealing. So really look into that stuff. I always talk about our legislation and how things are affected locally, but this is a big deal.
Yes,
It's a big deal.
So what have you been up to, Miss Tonya?
Miss Tonya.
Yeah, you've been up to a lot. So
I don't know. I'm not just trying to keep it together, but I have ventured out into some new things. I like to do things different, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Do some different things because we get comfortable even in our recreation.
Yes.
And I know what Miss G is getting at, but I will say this. I think I thrive in areas of fear and discomfort. Right?
Yes, you do.
When
Seas of water.
yes. So when there are things that give us anxiety, I actually like to dive deeper into them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so when I was in college, I got a snake. I got in trouble for having a snake in my dorm, and we used to call it the snake cookie, but I had fear of snakes. So
you wanted it as a pet?
I felt that was the best way to get over it.
Exposure therapy.
In college.
Yeah.
Okay. Exposure therapy is a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
From the mental health therapist.
Yeah. Now that's kind
of. So you fed it?
Oh, yes. Girl, I got it from when it was a baby. And it grew. And I got it from our fraternity brother, Robert Blackburn, because Rob's a hustler and he always had something to sell to someone.
Yes.
And
that has not changed.
So I was like, if I raise it from when it's a baby, then maybe it will love me, right? Okay. It will love me and it won't do the things that I'm afraid of.
So I did. That's probably why you started hanging out with me, huh? Is that why? Is that why we're so close?
A little bit. I think so.
Okay.
Right. But then it got bigger and I used to have to feed it. At first it was mice and then it became rats. Then you have to stun the rats before you fed them. So it didn't. Okay, yeah. So I did that. And this Sunday, a girlfriend of mine, Miss Tonya, we went out into the water and we did something I've been trying to
I
get a little
saw
crew
that
together.
Britt, I did too.
I saw it, but I need a vest.
Wait a minute.
I need a
So we have a girlfriend that just got her yoga certificate, and I was like, "Hey, you do yoga now? Let's go do SUP yoga." And she was like, "Yeah, never." And I was like, "Why
SUP?
Never?
Explain."
Yeah, stand up paddleboarding. So it was basically one lesson in a day. We learned to stand up paddleboard, and we did yoga on the paddleboard after. It's really cool because we have to learn how to activate our core. It keeps us balanced. You learn how to do something new, and I didn't expect it to be as difficult.
Oh, it's hard as hell.
On the body as it was. I thought I would just have struggles like the fear of drowning. I don't know, that thing. Mm-hmm. No, that work. And this always happens. Went hiking once with one of my girlfriends. She's a Marine. And hiking straight up in Mount Diablo in the Bay Area, right? So I'm like 20-something. We're trying to get up the hill, going super slow. I'm almost crawling like a bear. And this older Asian man is standing straight up and he just passes right by. And I was like, dude.
Asshole.
So yesterday, we're SUP doing our little yoga struggling. And her mom, which is like 90, right, just passed us. She's doing circles around us. We over here struggling just to keep from running into other boats. So all that being said, I think it's great when we can get out of our comfort zone, do some new things.
And finding your joy, which I think is...
My happy place is the beach.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I wrote my last book there. I plan to spend more time there when I'm stressed and irritated and all those things that cause negativity. Posted an article yesterday about gratitude. And I'm sure you could speak to this and how people are a lot less stressed when they show more gratitude, right? So instead of us being a complaining society and always complaining about what we don't have and, what we don't got and how hard my day was. Find something to be gracious about. Find something to be thankful about every day, because we're still here and we have amazing people around us. And if you ain't got amazing people around you, you need some new people around you. So today we're going to have a pretty cool show. It's going to be a little different. We are going to, instead of introducing Miss Britt and letting her talk about what she's been up to, Brittany's going to talk about her career as a stylist and a shopper. And then we are going to bring up someone that's pretty special, and we'll give her a chance to give him some styling tips also, because she's that amazing that she can style men and women. So let's go ahead and get into Miss Brittany. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Tell us how you got into the styling game, and just, drop some good stuff on us, because a lot of people don't know what a stylist is, what a shopper is, what's the difference, and if they need you. Most people I see need you, but I digress.
Well, I got into styling literally kind of unconventional, or actually probably conventional. Literally right out of high school, applying for jobs that were non-fast food, because I just did that. Just trying to make ends meet, help out my mom, and, ton of applications filled out, ton. Got one place, was okay. I was continuing to look, and Nordstrom came up on, and that was when paper applications were a thing and no surveys. So I had a really good interview and hired me right on the spot, and kind of worked my way up within Nordstrom. Then decided to start a family, had babies, kind of took a turn and tried to reevaluate what I wanted to do, and styling was presented. And I thought about it, and it was definitely flexible and worked with me as being a new mom. I tried it out, and it's been that ever since.
So you've been with Nordstrom's the whole time?
I've been with Nordstrom for 16 years.
16 years, wow. Okay. So you started off were you like in
I was
sales?
in sales.
So like when I would go to Nordstrom's and I'd be like, hey, I need this.
Some help.
I need
you just
this
walk
outfit.
in,
and I would see you at the counter, and then you was probably the one that if they didn't have it in your store, you would find it for me, right?
Well, we worked our way up there.
So you wasn't like that at first, huh? Okay.
All right. Let me find something in my store.
Okay.
Well,
no, because
the evolution of shopping, but I mean, customer service is our thing. So
yes,
if you needed something, we would try to make it happen.
Okay. So
so I definitely worked my way up, but within that time frame, I've met so many wonderful people who started off as customers and clients, and then became really good friends, and then you have word of mouth. And then they refer someone, and they refer someone. So my clientele built over the span of traveling through LA and OC, because I worked at multiple stores.
Were you always, were you a girl in high school or in school, were you always into fashion? Or is it something that because you got this job, you kind of grew into it?
The fashion was a thing. I did have best dress in high school. Okay. And my nickname when I was younger, it was Punky Brewster. Okay. Because I just would put on any and everything. I didn't care what it was. Bright colors, tutus. That was just a thing.
Just free.
Yes, just free, And I like to play around with the trends. So I always change up, We did the scrunchy socks and, the baggy shirts. I mean, I kind of did a little bit of it all. So just kind of, I think it was naturally just there, but it wasn't something I was trying to pursue.
Okay. Was your experience working in OC as a woman of color, a melanated woman, any different than working in Los Angeles? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was different. At that time, I was a manager. I was just recently promoted, and I was the only African American manager.
Oh wow, that was something. You was in Orange County.
Wait, you said the only.
I was the only African American manager within the store.
So we've talked to Ray about this being the only in the room. How were you able to navigate your way through that process in a positive way? And since you're in the position that you're in now, I'm guessing that you were able to do that successfully.
Well, I had good support, obviously, which is why I had the promotion. But then at the same time, I didn't really look at that as a big deal. I mean, I stood out in great ways. And so I always used those positives to my advantage initially. But then also, too, I I know what I'm doing and I know what the goal is. Right. So I just focused on that. But then still always just was myself. I still remained myself, wasn't trying to be anyone else. You know, a lot of people liked me. There were some people who didn't. And that was fine because, you know, you don't get along with everyone, which is totally fine. But I was here to do a job, and that's it.
I tell my staff every day, I'm here to do a job. You don't have to like me.
Yeah, you know, but it was very interesting atmosphere for sure, because I could tell a lot of people were slightly like uncomfortable or wanted to know, who is this girl? You know, where did she come from? What's her background? You know, that was very much like a thing. But I was winning stuff and I was bringing in numbers and results were happening.
Right. So the bottom line was not being impacted at all.
Yeah, but I also met really good people also too down there too as well, who I still help and still stay in contact with.
Is there a difference between a stylist and a personal shopper?
To me, there's not.
Okay.
To me, I think just personal stylist, personal shopper, it's personal. So depending on the person that you're helping, everyone's style is different. So you have to really kind of hone in and figure out what that person's style is. And then also to kind of figure out what their needs are. So yeah, some people might not need someone to help them with style. They just need help with getting the pieces that they need.
Some people don't like to go shopping.
Some people they don't have time, or they don't like to go shopping. And so, you know, I help out with that. But then there's some people who they, you know, are having a midlife crisis or they want to reinvent themselves. And then, you know, I can kind of help with kind of honing in on their lifestyle, what, you know, they regularly do on a weekly basis, and then kind of guide them in the right direction. So to me, I don't think it should kind of be both.
Do people differentiate it, or
some people do?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some people do, but I think, you know, it's once again the title thing. I think a personal stylist, personal shopper, it's all kind of one of the same.
So someone who is trying to get into becoming a personal stylist or a personal shopper, is that hard to do?
Everyone in LA is a stylist, whether they have credentials or not. But that's no shade. I think if you're into it, if you're going to school, if you're going to FINM, or if you just might know a lot of people and you just have a way in, why not do it? I don't think it's necessarily a hard way to get into it. Sometimes you just have to know the right people as well.
And it's just, I guess, trying to know how to monetize what you do.
Yes.
You know,
I mean, if you're on sets, you can learn a lot, you know, by interning or just working. I know people who, you know, were doing completely opposite, and then they got into a field or were around certain people, and then they kind of just start pick up on certain things, and you can kind of just easily.
Yeah. I've been giving my services away for free.
We have to stop doing that.
Yeah,
we're going to have to stop doing that.
What is in terms of the track, like working in store and working on set, do you do both, or what is the...
I'm more so a wardrobe stylist, so I don't work on sets. Okay. I have had clients where I've helped them with certain projects that they've done, but I'm more so honed into kind of developing your lifestyle wardrobe.
Gotcha.
So replenishing outfits you need for different gigs, customers who travel often and they have to replenish, or they have multiple homes that they need to kind of make sure they have clothes here and there, hence you.
See, like you when you go to Atlanta.
You know, so I'm more so like lifestyle.
Okay.
I do help out with like smaller red carpets and black tie events, but more so for me, the longevity is with a lot of my customers who just need replenishment. They have kids, they can't shop, they need help with holiday shopping, you know, just kind of like that consistent.
So do you also, like, your clients, when the new stuff comes in, like, do you give your clients like a call and, you know, like, say, like, so for example, when the new Jeffrey Campbell's come in, you know, like,
look at you. Okay, so you like Jeffrey? Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
she's fancy. Don't get it twisted. She's super fancy.
Yeah, you know. So,
what I'm saying is,
right? Yes.
Can you know? Right.
Okay. So yes,
I'm just trying to let our viewers know,
So you kind of have to, what I've realized is you have to kind of evolve with shopping and retail. And so, there's a lot of customers who still like to come into the store, touch and feel and try on. And then there's a lot who don't have the time to do that and they shop online. But then at the same time, there's always that in between where I need someone to help me out with sizing. I don't know what to do with this, or will this work out for me? So I try to balance out that with my customers. So I do a lot of in-store appointments. I do online styling. And then I also have my Instagram where I'll just naturally just post things that a lot of my customers like. They can see it that way. And then also I'll send things to them by text message. But for the most part.
So is there a particular designer that you like?
No, I love all. I mean, I it's hard to say I like one designer because each designer hones in on different styles and different. So, I mean, I have customers who I know like this will work for her, or oh my God, I gotta call Tonya for this, or So, to me, I like up and coming. I like old. I like new, vintage. You kind of have to just like embrace it all. Streetwear.
You had a designer. I think it was a Balmain. Royal blue ruffled dress on your Instagram. Yes, maybe it was Valentino. It was either Balmain or Valentino.
Are you talking about what Keke Palmer just wore?
It was a runway.
Oh my God!
Shoot, but anyway, it was really, really, really.
Listen, the thing I love about Britt is she's not one. She's not the youngest out there, but she makes everything look so good on
thank you.
Not young chicken anymore. And that's one of the things that I watch her for inspiration, because I think we get a little jealous sometimes about some of the stuff that the young girls can wear. But I get my inspiration from looking at her, and I find ways to make it appropriate and still hot.
I remember when I first met Britt at your book signing, she came in and so I recognized fashion. I was like, oh yeah,
she's my people.
That's my people right there and stuff. And I was like, Tonya, please introduce us, okay? To myself and stuff. But yeah, so.
Well, my goal is always to make everyone feel their best and not have to think that their best is what everyone else wants them to look like, but just that you naturally feel great. That could be in all black. It could be in jeans and a t-shirt. Whatever it is, though, I want it to fit that person, and I want them to feel comfortable. Same with guys. Like, you're not going to put on some tight jeans and, a sport coat just because that's what everybody's looking like. No. You might look crazy. And a lot of wives come in and they want their guys to feel that way, and it's like, well, I have to be the buffer and all in. So my goal is always to make sure every person is comfortable and they feel their best. When they're at home, they can easily gravitate to the pieces in their closet instead of having them just sit there.
One of the things I like to talk to some of my clients about, and when I'm doing a lot of my brand awareness, is getting people to understand that they need to be their authentic self, even when they have a job, not just in their entrepreneurial life, but even in their job, in their position, in their company, is to better brand themselves so people know who they're working with, who they are collaborating with. How have you been able to brand yourself in this nationwide company? Because it seems like
in a very saturated,
field. So you have
been,
your authenticity to me shines, but for people that don't know you and then become those longtime clients, talk to the people about how they grow their business being their authentic self.
Well, like I said, how I started off kind of right out of high school, no experience, no fashion school, any of that. I just kind of started to just like love what I was doing, and I like to be around people. So just kind of being able to kind of put a smile on someone's face or kind of make their day even a little bit better if it was with advice or getting the perfect shirt or who knows what. I started to kind of like enjoy that more. And as the opportunities started to present themselves with promotions or going to certain events and kind of expanding knowledge, it just kind of started to grow. And initially my conventional way of styling is not traditional. So I am with a customer and I'm different with each and every person, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I tend to just kind of like style in my own way, be myself. But then at the same time, a lot of those repeat customers continue to keep coming back. And then, you get the customer service letters, and then, you have, a referral, and it ends up being someone that might be a little bit more in the industry. And then they want you to do this and that. And so it just kind of expanded. And I just kept running with it. But then I also challenged myself with still making sure I know and educate myself on new designers. Because there's always something you can educate yourself on. There's always a new something. There's always a new trend. Read your magazines. Go to different boutiques. Kind of see what everyone else is wearing. So I also kind of tried to push myself in that because I felt like that was the one thing I lacked. I didn't have the design technique or, certain verbiage. But I knew what I liked. And I definitely loved doing fashion in any aspects of it.
What we're going to do is we're going to actually take a break, but I want to kind of put you to the test and see your styling skills in action.
Okay.
So when we come back with My Morning Coffee, we're going to bring our other guest on.
Okay.
And we're going to have a conversation with Olin.
Well, you guys better get your coffee. Or get
Here
your
she
wine.
go.
Get whatever
Here
y'all
she
get.
go. Go on, Gia. Because why?
We're going to come back with after break. Honey, child, let me tell you.
Let the people know.
Y'all don't want to miss him. Y'all don't want to miss him because he's got some stuff he's going to tell you about being fit.
Is that all?
And ladies, for our lady viewers,
You
know, no offense to my husband because he's here. So
hi, Jeffrey.
Y'all think I'm, you know, talking about another man and stuff.
She is.
Girl, y'all, he a looker. He's a looker. I'm telling you. So get your coffee, go use the bathroom, do whatever you got to do, and come on back.
guys, welcome back to My Morning Coffee. So glad you guys could come back and join us. We have brought in a new guest. So happy to have him. West Coast best trainer. Okay, he is an athletic trainer, WNBA trainer, NBA, NCAA. I call him an athletic engineer because he can build them from the bottom to the top. We'd like to welcome Olin Simplis.
Thank you for having me.
Very good.
Welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
No, most definitely.
So go ahead and let us know a little bit about yourself, your career, and what you've been up to.
Oh, man. Just NBA season just started, so I'm excited.
Congrats.
Thank you. I had 5 guys get drafted in the first round this year. So far, they're all off to a great start, so I'm pretty excited.
That's dope.
Yes, that's just about it. Just watching my guys perform.
Would you like to let us know
who those guys
are?
Oh, jeez.
Let the people know.
Who are your guys?
We need
Well, Shea, kid from the Clippers, got traded to OKC. He's averaging 27. He averaged 10 last year. Spencer Dinwiddie, a local kid from L.A., right around the corner.
All right.
Playing
in the house.
Yeah, playing for Brooklyn. He was runner-up for Most Improved Player last year. Nikhil Alexander's doing really well in New Orleans. Okay. Rui from Washington, Wizard. He was a number 9 pick. So, no, a lot of guys are doing well. Yeah, I'm excited.
You have some guys that are playing in college now, too, yeah?
I have a few. Not as many as before since, I got hired by Wasserman. I've been primarily locked in on the professional level.
Why don't you let the people know who Wasserman is? Because not everyone is.
Well, Wasserman's one of the biggest sports agency out in the game. They represent Russell Westbrook recently and Anthony Davis. He left us, but they do baseball, basketball, football, golf. They do all the sports. They're like top 2 across the board, in the sporting agency. So I was blessed to get that opportunity.
So what is your actual business? What is it that you do when Tonya calls you the engineer, the athletic engineer? What is it that you actually do?
I build athletes from the ground up.
That is what she said.
Right. So basically, I get guys and I mold them. I see where their weaknesses are, whether it's on the court or on the performance side, and I just target it, and we just we get after it. But yeah,
Personal training.
Yeah.
Okay. But from a very elite standpoint, talk about some of the other things you do outside of working with athletes. You've worked with others that may not be trying to go to the NBA or NCAA.
Oh yeah, those are the ones that excite me the most.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Tell us about
You
that.
kind of lit up when you
Because no, for sure. Because if you're an athlete, that's your job.
Oh.
You have to put in hours. It's those that you have to motivate, push, and really get them to really believe in themselves and turn on the light. That
Break
fire.
them down a little bit.
Yeah, so like the average person.
Yeah, that excites me.
You mean the rest of us? Oh, everyone that hates to exercise. Oh, got it.
Like the analogy I like to use is like if I'm a detailer and you're a professional detailer, if a Maybach came in, it'll look good whoever detailed it, right? But if you get a Hyundai, now the professional detailer will probably make it look a little better. Anyone can detail a Maybach, right? So, the elite guys, I'm not saying that.
Detailing.
Right.
I'm a Maybach.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
So in
I'll
sports,
probably be a Hyundai. Okay. But all right.
But the work ethic has to be there, right? Like, I don't care what level the athlete is or the person is. They want to work hard. I'm there. I don't like babysitting.
is that something that you can teach or train? So I've seen a lot of athletes that are naturally talented, but they still need fine tuning.
Right.
That takes a level of discipline. Not everyone is self-disciplined. Where do you come in that picture?
Just being honest, right? Like when you get to that level, everyone wants to be a yes man to be in the circle.
Say it for those in the back.
Right? I'm not afraid to lose clients.
Yes.
So
High five.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah. Like
you can't be, and you have to be confident.
You can't wear that.
Right. You have to be confident in yourself, right? So the thing is, I'm not here to be your friend. If we end up being friends, great.
Dope.
My job is to see you produce and get that next contract or get that next gig or whatever it is.
How did you get into this? Like,
wow.
Tell us your story.
So my story is young kid from Belize, raised by a single mother in the neighborhood, right?
So you're from LA, right?
I was raised in LA, born in Belize.
Born in Belize, but
Right.
when I say you're from LA, when you raised in LA, you're from LA.
Yes.
I know you're born somewhere.
Yes.
You LA. You LA.
LA through and through.
She's
Through and
a
through.
little rough around the edges.
No. I'm LA
I
through
know
and
she
through.
carries a gun, so be careful.
right.
I want to be clear because somebody else one of the other hosts always wanted to, talk about Northern Cal and
No.
That is not
LA.
me.
You're LA.
Through
LA.
and through.
Let's LA.
Yes.
Okay,
A
just
good
one-
friend of mine, Tina Thompson.
LA County.
No, we not.
LA. Okay, that's right. Just want to be clear. Okay, go ahead.
Were
Nah,
you here
so
when it was
LA, so
213? Sorry.
213-323.
Yeah, all of
Vermont
that.
and 39th
All of
is where we
that.
That's what I'm
started.
talking about.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So clearly we are set tripping.
No,
That
no,
is
no.
what just happened. Just real quick.
510-408.
Okay.
No.
Oh, that's right. That's the Bay. That's
415.
That's the Bay. I see what we're doing. I see what we're doing.
Bring
I see what we're doing. I see what we're doing.
See, and she always
I see
talking
what we
about,
doing.
her area codes and
Right.
stuff. But go
Okay,
ahead
Kim.
now.
So, well, I had a chip on my shoulder. I grew up in
Like
LA.
Tonya,
Yeah.
being in from
That's
the
probably why
Bay.
y'all good friends, probably. Okay, but go ahead.
Possibly.
Okay.
So it carried on to the court. So beginning of my senior year, I had a really, really phenomenal junior year of basketball. It was my only year playing basketball. Was sought after, highly recruited. My senior year, me and my coach got into a little thing. I walked off the bench in the middle of the game, sat in the stands. Needless to say, everybody turned their back on me. So at that moment, I said, when I was done playing, I didn't know it'd be so soon. Mm-hmm. I want to give back and make sure kids that have the opportunity, they close the fist and don't let that opportunity. So it developed then.
Okay.
And then I went on to college. I had to go junior college. I had a kid my freshman year. So basketball wasn't the motive anymore, wasn't to play professional, just to get my degree. Mm-hmm. Had my son, and then it just formed from there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's more so to give back and make sure kids
Don't
in
make
my
the same
position don't
mistake.
make the mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
And
And then I was blessed enough from the program I started. 2 kids I trained from 10, 11, 12 ended up getting drafted in the NBA, and then word just started around LA. So a lot of kids started coming to my gym. A couple agents found out, so now I'm working for one of the top agencies in off season.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See,
But you do have some professional accolades of your own.
Yeah. I played a little international ball. I played for my country. We won our first gold medal. So played in South America a little bit. I didn't pursue it as long as I'd like, simply because I had a kid home. So, and fatherhood was most important. Not having a father, so that was the most important job to me. So,
Tell us about playing internationally. A lot of kids that don't make it to the NBA look to do that. So
Right.
what does that look like?
now you're talking about discipline, right? Like if people think it's all glitz and glamour, right? Like you have to really be disciplined. You got to take in other countries' culture, the food, the language. They work a lot harder. The coaches really don't care, because when they're bringing in what we are, foreigners, they expect you to perform at the highest level, right? Nothing's guaranteed. They can release you at any moment. So it's a lot more discipline than it is out here. And it's a culture shock for a lot of guys. It's not as easy. So people say, I want to go play overseas. And like just now, it's funny when you guys were talking, I was actually texting a couple of my guys now, like, I don't think I'm going to make it through Christmas. So that's what I was doing, talking to a couple of my overseas guys right now. They're like, man, it's crazy. No, it's different. It's different. It's different. Yeah. So, they practice 2-3 times a day. They'll have a 2-hour practice on game day. They had a coaching staff overseas.
So you can't go over there with that spoiled mentality that you have over here.
Because they're paying you more than they're doing the locals. So they're expecting.
Exactly.
Right. So it's not as easy as people think. Yeah,
I would actually think that it would be harder because you're away from your family, so you don't
On
have
that
the
part,
support
right.
and system. And
I thought they just treated you like a super celebrity and you just do whatever you want. I guess I was wrong.
Well, initially.
Maybe the groupies do. But when it comes down to the work, work is serious. Yeah.
That part.
So what are your thoughts on AAU basketball? Because it is its own culture out here in Southern California.
It is a
crazy
it's a movement.
I
don't see how y'all do it.
It's it's tough.
Yeah.
I've been the anti-AAU guy for years.
Oh.
Anti, and not in a bad way, right? Like, it's one of the professions where you don't need a degree. There's no prerequisite. Anybody off the street can say, hey, I'm a basketball coach, trainer. And a lot of people are doing it for the wrong reasons. And they're really not helping the kids. They're more so helping their pocket. And because I started off, I didn't really believe in basketball training when I was younger. I had a Kanish degree. I was more on the performance and fitness side. How I got into basketball training was one of my clients was Tay Diggs. And he found out I played ball, and he's like, can you teach me how to play for All-Star game? So that's when I got into it. So coming from the fitness side, I realized the overuse injuries are really high. And a lot of these kids are playing and overplaying. And, by the time it really matters, you wonder why these injuries are taking place and why knees and ankles when we have the best with the best sneakers, the best treatment, yet the injury rates are so high. You know, and so these kids are just being, you know, they just being overworked. So I'm not a big AAU guy at all for several reasons. Wow. And then the parents need to be educated too.
No, the parents need a tranquilizer.
Well, that's what we need to talk about. Because
the parents need a tranquilizer.
Yeah. They don't realize they're in control.
Yeah,
you know, and so
the parents need a tranquilizer.
Are you being judgy right now?
Maybe because I've known quite a few parents that have been kicked out of basketball games.
That way, yeah, no.
I don't mind. So here's the thing: why I say I'm anti-AAU, there's a place for it for sure. I don't think you need to play every weekend. I think one weekend out the month. Go get in games, test out what you've been working on. The other 3 weekends out the month, I'm not saying don't play.
Just be a kid.
Right, be a kid. But you know, still work out. Still work out.
They play every weekend, like multiple games a day.
In your business, do you offer a program for the parents? Or have you thought about
it's so funny. Tonya and I, we're working on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're working on that. We're going to start on the
mental
girl side.
Some mental health things too.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely need that.
For sure.
And so I have to connect you with somebody. One of my players used to play for Atlanta Dream, but still lives in Atlanta. Imani Stafford McGee, JaVale McGee's, and that's her platform. So that would be a good.
Yeah.
She has a great story, an amazing story. Yeah.
Very good. So one of the reasons that I wanted you both on here, I was recently watching a clip of Rick Ross. He was doing an interview about his book, and it was Joe Budden. He was like, "Man, you be styled fresh. Like you always look good. Who is your stylist?" And he was like, "It's a woman." Like he was like, "A woman stylist?" Yes, women know how to make men look good
because we want to look at them.
Sometimes
I would only feel comfortable with a woman stylist.
Really?
So do you have a woman stylist?
I kind of do, but I don't.
Kind of do, you kind of don't?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a guy style you?
No.
You know what? We're not going to go any further because I feel like whatever is underneath that,
he's like, absolutely
not.
No.
We ain't going to let you explain. Just going to keep on going now.
I'm 44. You know, like today it's a little too much.
You don't want skinny jeans?
I mean,
is that
not
what you
too
think?
skinny.
Yeah. But every guy doesn't.
They're doing skinny jeans.
But they have.
Okay, but that's
so
some people.
So here's my thing.
See the skinny jeans where calves are showing now.
So
he's talking about LeBron's shorts.
And Russ.
He's talking about all that.
And Cam.
He's a whole another thing.
Yeah.
He's having a national breakdown. I just want to let everyone know that he is.
Attention.
Absolutely. I think he is decompensating before our very eyes.
Right. He needs some mental health. Something's going on.
I'm actually being very
just
serious.
Eclectic.
Right.
It's not eclectic. No, he is having because he's not playing well. Like he is decompensating.
Something's definitely
just saying.
Well, you know that happens sometimes when in any profession when you
stakes are high.
You're not doing well, at least in your mind. It does affect your psyche. So
for sure, that's why NBA has a high anxiety and depression rate because
I think every
elite players.
Social media adds to that, though.
Exactly. Yeah, just mistake. So don't be judgy on camera.
That wasn't judgment. That was really me being concerned for his decompensation, and I can say that because I am the resident mental health professional. So my word was.
Yeah, like it's funny. True. I tell a lot of my players turn this off during the season. Yeah. Because there was a time where you can have a bad game. You can have 2-3 bad games.
Yeah.
Now everything is scrutinized. Every play, every game, and it's just too much of a roller coaster to be on.
Everybody got an opinion about something.
Everything.
Right.
Everyone's an expert with this. Yeah. Everyone.
And so when we're looking at red carpets, go ahead and give Owen your best advice because we had a moment last week, 2 weeks ago.
It was like a last minute thing. You know,
Sunday, you ain't just about to throw me under the bus,
and how technology has made it much easier to make these things happen. So I've been able to watch Britt's career advance in a way with modern technology and be able to know her clients well enough when there is last minute issues. She can resolve them. So talk about how technology has made your job easier for your clients and how you can help someone like that.
Yes.
In a last minute pickle.
Well, first things first, you just got to ask the right question. So when people say red carpet event, I have a red carpet event. That doesn't necessarily mean like it's a black tie.
Right.
So that's also a thing. Like have to kind of know what the event is, because it doesn't have to necessarily be a suited and booted. Yeah, you could do a nice sport coat, some jeans, you know, a Chelsea boot, and kind of call it a day. Right. And you might also have all those pieces in your closet. So that's where I kind of help with a lot of my kind of everyday client or person to have those essentials. So when you do have these events, especially around holiday where there's like 50 things going on or a birthday party, you kind of have like that nice jean, you have a nice slack, you have a nice dress shoe, you have a nice boot, dress shirt, jacket, sport coat. You can kind of put those pieces together. And that kind of sounds like what you would kind of initially need, especially if you're traveling and on the go.
I have a few.
Oh,
not
Lord.
too much, not too much.
So would you do a home... My question is, would you do a home visit to see what they already have?
I do home visits. Okay. I clean out closets and I reorganize, and I also make sure you have the essential pieces for your lifestyle.
That just overwhelmed me. Such a I just felt my heart. There's
a lot of layers. So I'm not going to clean, but I will organize and clean out the gook that you don't need. It's very minimalist. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, at this age, we're all 30 and up. And we all need essential pieces. We don't need a full closet where you have to pick out like 50 things and you're going through. You should have a good couple of dress shirts. You should have good jeans. You should have a couple of slacks. You should have a really good navy blue or black sport coat. Mm-hmm. A dress shoe that's versatile. A clean white sneaker. That's kind of like the vibe I'm kind of getting. Right. That you should have those essentials, especially if you're meeting. If you have meetings, if you're meeting with a client, you should have a duffel bag always with you, just with some... like good smell goods, like a change of clothes, kind of like. But so I analyze every person differently.
And you should also have a nice accessory piece, a handmade accessory piece, perhaps,
like a mahogany
box, mahogany box
bracelet.
Exactly, that's what
you have
a
staple of mahogany box bracelets.
So she had all these resources. I didn't get a phone call to help me today.
But that's why I waited.
You know what? I didn't get a phone call. Either saying, "Hey, my boy, Olin needs some help." See, so it's you didn't get one. Hey. I didn't get one. Britt didn't get one.
I'm strategic. I saw this coming.
Oh, now Siri want to be on it. She didn't get a call either.
Yeah, how that happened?
Siri didn't get a call because it's the government watching.
But that's initially what I would do, and then also too, like, if you're traveling or if you're on the go, I can send you a virtual like style or look of pieces that you may have in your closet, and I can send you a visual of those are the pieces that you should kind of pack or have and put together.
That's amazing, because a lot of people struggle with outfits, and that
visual.
Right there, that whole virtual thing. Is that's good. That right there is good, you guys. So hey, you
so that helps for my traveling
especially
customers
people
too.
On the go that's traveling a lot,
Exactly. So that's my quick little assessment.
I know. I'm saying,
don't worry, we're gonna get you together. We're gonna get you together.
So did you end up making it to the?
No, I did.
And was it okay?
I did good.
But he spent like 3 hours at the mall.
Yeah, 3 hours. But it's hard to shop for me because I have broad shoulders. My arm.
That's every guy right now, though.
It's tough.
You just gotta get the right pieces.
See, there we
go.
Right brands.
Yeah.
But last minute, trying to find the last minute is tough.
Yeah. But I know you said you wouldn't let a man style you, but there are some good male stylists out there. Men are very, are good at it.
Well, let me say this preference.
It's a preference, yeah. Well, I'm gonna do a little shameless plug because my husband, he's a very stylish man.
Okay.
So actually, we've had women call him and ask him to help them style.
Their husbands.
And if you saw him on the red carpet a couple weeks ago.
Right,
But that's the thing, it's a preference.
What you over there giving us side eye, Jeffrey?
Yeah,
knowing you cute and stuff.
Yeah, so, he got swag,
Yeah, well, see, his swag is on fuego.
That's different. When I'm thinking stylist, because I'm around the young crowd.
Yeah, right.
I see the 25-year-old stylist wearing heels, dressing another guy. I can't do that.
Oh, no, look.
He ain't rolling out like that now. Don't go any further.
No, I'm just saying.
He said heels. Did he say heels?
Don't go
They do.
They
do.
It's just
like I want to borrow their earrings.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we're going to the next topic.
I definitely like to come kind of either out there and just a little bit, or we want to come comfortable and kind of ready to work. It's like literally you'll see either that. You'll see a stylist who is down and dirty and ready to work and who has a tool and all this stuff, or you have someone that's very styled and put together and is matching their person,
So I just wanted to make sure everybody got an opportunity to understand what a stylist, shopper is, how technology has advanced it in a way that it can help just about anybody. So, let's go around and talk about what you have coming up and how people can get in touch with you. Miss Syreeta?
So the move is not happening anytime soon, but I'm, still accepting clients.
The move to Atlanta.
Move to Atlanta, sorry. But I'm still expanding my private practice. So you can contact me, call me. Go to my website because I just redid it. I paid a lot of money for it. So it's Syreeta Butler MFT.
Yes.
Okay. And because I don't know it. And if you want to go to Instagram because you're a millennial, it's Syreeta B MFT. And that is it. There's nothing really coming up for me right now. Just seeing clients.
All right. Owen?
Sounds all right.
Same thing. I don't really have too much on the plate outside of just organizing some stuff. To get while my guys are away. Normally I travel to see the players. This year I'm not, just working on building my foundation so things at home keep moving when my spring and summer months are that's when I'm primarily really busy. So I'm still doing the basketball training. I'm building some clinics. I'm working with an academy in Burbank and another program in Palisades and one in Pasadena. So the easiest.
How can they reach you?
My website is olinsimplesttraining.com and my Instagram is The Guard Whisperer.
All right. For me, it's holiday season. So
You are booked, busy, and blessed.
There's a lot of course, accumulating holiday wish lists that I'll be doing, gift wrapping, all of the above. I do house calls and all that jazz for my personals. And then, of course, there's holiday parties and New Year's Eve. So I'll be getting outfits together for a lot of my customers for that.
Are you accepting new customers? Or new
I always
clients?
do. I get new customers from all around the world now. In the U.S. on Nordstrom.com. You can actually live chat me right now to this day on Nordstrom.com. So if anyone needs like a visual stylist or inspiration, I send visual looks to people.
What's your social media handle? If they want to reach you via social media.
If they want to reach me, they can go on to bbrooks_style. That's
is that
me.
Instagram or
Instagram.
And
I only do Instagram.
And her Instagram is fire.
What's coming up for you, Ty McKenzie?
So I have a couple of webinars coming up. Always check Sand and Shores on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. PR Biz Mom on Instagram and Twitter. And you can always check sandandshores.com for anything else cool coming up. What Olin left out is that we are actually launching a women's sports agency. So we will be talking more about that soon. So be on the lookout for Girls Rock. We got some cool stuff coming up.
Yes, I'm excited
awesome.
about that.
Ooh.
Okay, well, I don't have anything coming up. I'm just going to probably be getting ready for the holiday season, too, creating some new jewelry accessories and clothing accessories for the gift givers out there that want to get a handmade piece. Mm-hmm. So you can always find me on Facebook and on Instagram at The Mahogany Box. And also, you can always go to shopthemahoganybox.com to buy some of this great My Morning Coffee
Swag,
cups, water bottles, buttons, you name it, we have it. Support the podcast. Thank you.
All right, and take us out.
Okay, well, we're going to be gone. We'll see you in 2 weeks, where the topic will be hot, bold, and full of flavor.